Welcome back to the Quarterly Call. All content is for informational purposes and is not investment advice. Please consult with an investment professional. All right, get ready, because today we're talking about a company that's not just riding the AI wave. They're practically surfing on top of it. It's Adobe. Their recent Q4 2024 earnings call was packed with insights, and we're going to break down what it all means, especially for those of you working in creative fields.
Yeah, what's striking is how Adobe, known for its creative tools, is making AI the heart of its growth strategy and not just like a cool add-on.
Right. It's like AI is woven into everything they're doing now,
Oh,
and it's clearly paying off. Adobe wrapped up 2024 with record revenue exceeding $21 billion, an 11% jump from last year. But what really stands out is their digital media net new annual recurring revenue, over $2 billion. Now, for anyone who might be a little fuzzy on what ARR means, think of it like a subscription to your favorite streaming service. It's the reliable income Adobe gets from customers who keep coming back for more. So this $2 billion figure, that's a huge vote of confidence in Adobe's direction.
Absolutely, and it's largely fueled by their aggressive push into AI. But it's not just about individual users. Adobe's also making waves in the enterprise world. Their Adobe Experience platform and native apps have achieved a book of business exceeding $1 billion. This tells us businesses are fully committing to Adobe solutions, not just dipping their toes in the water.
Which makes sense when you consider how much emphasis businesses are placing on creating personalized customer experiences these days. And Adobe's really leaning into that with their digital experience revenue, which also crossed a major milestone, hitting over $5 billion. That puts them squarely among the giants of marketing technology globally. Okay, so AI is clearly the star of the show here. Can we dive into some of the specific innovations Adobe's been cooking up?
Yeah, let's start with their Firefly family of generative AI models. We're talking about tools that cover everything from images and vectors to design and even video. What makes them stand out, particularly for those of you concerned about copyright and legal issues, is their focus on being commercially safe.
That's a huge point, Ryan. A lot of generative AI out there raises concerns about who actually owns the content created and whether you can use it commercially. Adobe's addressing this head-on, making Firefly much more attractive for businesses and creative professionals alike.
And they're not just building these AI models in isolation. Adobe is strategically weaving them into their entire product line, from Creative Cloud and Document Cloud to their Experience Cloud. It's a comprehensive approach, and the user response has been incredible. They've reported a staggering 16 billion Firefly-powered generations across their various tools. To put that into perspective, imagine every single person on Earth using Firefly twice to create something. That's the level of engagement we're talking about.
That's mind-blowing. So it's not just hype. People are actually using these tools. And it sounds like Adobe's really focused on making AI accessible, not just for designers or video editors, but for anyone who works with documents.
Exactly. Think about something as basic as a PDF. Adobe's using AI to completely reimagine what you can do with it. The AI assistant in Acrobat, for example, helps users blast through document tasks 4 times faster. No more struggling to extract information or make edits. AI is there to streamline the entire process.
Okay, that's a productivity boost anyone can appreciate. But it sounds like they're going even further than that, pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI and creativity.
Absolutely. They have this platform called Adobe GenStudio, and it's creating a lot of buzz in the industry. What they're doing is blending content creation with data enabling businesses to connect creative vision with practical execution.
So it's not just about generating cool images or videos. It's about making sure those creations actually align with business goals and can be used effectively in marketing campaigns.
That's exactly the point. Imagine a world where creative teams can generate tons of variations, experiment freely, and then seamlessly hand off their work to marketing teams who can activate it across various channels. That's the kind of streamlined workflow Adobe is aiming for with GenStudio. And to make things even better, they've launched a version specifically designed for performance marketing.
So they're catering to freelancers agencies and anyone who needs to create a ton of content for marketing campaigns fast. Think about all those social media ads, banners, emails. It used to be a logistical nightmare. GenStudio has the potential to completely revolutionize that process. It's like giving marketing teams superpowers.
It really is. And it's a clear indicator of Adobe's strategy to address the entire content lifecycle from creation to execution.
Okay, so we've got the big picture on Adobe's AI push. Now let's zoom in on their digital media business. What are the key takeaways there?
Well, first off, they had a phenomenal year, achieving a record-breaking $2 billion in net new ARR for FY 2024. This success is driven by both their creative tools and, perhaps surprisingly to some, their Document Cloud offerings.
You know, I think people sometimes forget that Adobe is more than just Photoshop and Illustrator. They're the powerhouse behind PDF, which is basically the global standard for digital documents.
Right.
What's fascinating is how they're using AI to transform even that seemingly simple tool.
Absolutely. With features like AI Assistant and Liquid Mode, they're making Acrobat the go-to platform for anyone who needs to work with digital documents. It's not just about viewing PDFs anymore. It's about extracting insights, editing smarter, even generating images directly within the document, and the market clearly loves it.
Right. A document cloud revenue grew a solid 17% year over year, hitting $843 million in Q4 alone. But what's even more impressive is their document cloud net new ARR, a record $173 million, with the total AR exceeding $3 billion and growing at a healthy 23%.
Yeah.
So what's driving this phenomenal growth?
Well, they're seeing a massive increase in monthly active users. Over 25% year over year, exceeding 650 million. That's a huge user base. Plus, their Acrobat Pro single app is performing incredibly well, both within Document Cloud and as part of Creative Cloud offerings. And they even got a boost from back-to-school season thanks to a new AI Assistant offering specifically for students.
So they're attracting new users, keeping existing customers happy, and even finding clever ways to target specific demographics like students. It's a smart strategy.
Okay.
Okay, while we're talking about smart strategies, let's shift gears to Creative Cloud.
Sure, and despite all the excitement around AI, Adobe hasn't neglected its core creative business. They're still seeing strong demand for their content creation tools across various platforms. Their Adobe Max conference, which is like the Super Bowl for creative professionals, was a huge success, generating over 500 million video views across all channels.
That's a staggering amount of engagement, and it really speaks to the enduring power of Adobe's brand in the creative community. But of course, AI is playing a big role in Creative Cloud as well.
Absolutely. They're continuously improving their Firefly models, adding features like faster image generation and deeper integration with Photoshop Illustrator, Premiere Pro, and even Adobe Express.
I'm particularly intrigued by how Adobe is using Firefly to bridge the gap between Creative Cloud and Experience Cloud. We touched on this with GenStudio, but it seems like they're really onto something with Firefly services, allowing businesses to scale their content production in ways that were previously unimaginable.
You're right, that connection between creativity and business execution is key, and the numbers reflect that success. Creative Cloud revenue hit $3.3 billion in Q4 and 11% year-over-year growth. They also added a solid $405 million in net new Creative Cloud ARR.
What stands out to me in the Creative Cloud highlights is the adoption they're seeing with Adobe Express, particularly among businesses and students. It seems like they've found the sweet spot of offering powerful yet easy-to-use tools that appeal to a broader audience.
Definitely. Adobe Express is one to keep an eye on. And we can't forget the excitement surrounding the Firefly video model and its integration with Premiere Pro. It's still in beta, but the early response has been incredibly positive, even driving a huge jump in Premiere Pro beta users.
That makes sense. Video is such a dominant form of content these days. And having AI tools that can help you create and edit video more efficiently is a game changer for creatives.
Precisely. And on top of that, they're continuing to improve existing tools like Frame.io. With their new V4 release streamlining video project management and Lightroom Mobile, which won Apple's Mac App of the Year award. Plus, they're seeing major companies like Pexi and Tapestry adopt Firefly services, which is a major validation for their enterprise-focused AI solutions.
So clearly, Adobe is firing on all cylinders when it comes to innovation in digital media, both with their creative tools and their document solutions. But what does all this mean for their future growth in this space?
Well, they've laid out some pretty clear plans. First, they're focused on expanding their reach to new audiences. They're realizing that not everyone needs or can afford their full suite of desktop applications, so they're offering more accessible entry points.
That's a smart move. By making their tools more accessible through freemium, offers web and mobile versions, and even expanding access to features like the AI Assistant and Acrobat, they're removing barriers to entry and allowing more people to experience the value of Adobe products. It's like they're building a wider funnel to draw people into their ecosystem.
Exactly. And at the same time, they're not neglecting their core creative business. They plan to keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI in their flagship applications, bring those innovations to web and mobile platforms as well.
So it's a two-pronged approach. Attract new users with accessible offerings and keep existing customers engaged with increasingly powerful tools. But here's a question that's been on my mind. How will Adobe balance this expansion into the mass market with their traditional focus on serving professional creatives?
That's a great question. It will be interesting to see how they manage that balancing act,
Mhm.
especially as they introduce new offerings like the higher-priced Firefly tier that includes their video models.
Right. That new tier is definitely aimed at professionals who need the most advanced AI capabilities. And it'll be interesting to see how they position it and price it to appeal to both new users seeking those high-end features and existing customers looking to upgrade their AI toolkit.
I agree. It'll be a delicate dance. And let's not forget about the increasing integration between Firefly services and GenStudio, which speaks to the growing demand for enterprise-grade solutions for content production at scale.
It makes perfect sense, right?
Hmm.
Combine Firefly's AI-powered content generation with GenStudio's workflow and activation capabilities. And you've got a truly end-to-end solution for businesses looking to streamline their content creation process and leverage AI to its fullest potential.
Exactly. It's like Adobe's building the ultimate content creation machine.
Okay, let's take a breath and shift our focus to Adobe's digital experience business, which, as we mentioned earlier, also had a phenomenal year, hitting a record $5.37 billion in revenue for FY 2024.
What's really striking is the success of their Adobe Experience platform and native apps. These solutions are clearly resonating with major enterprises, with nearly half of the Fortune 100 companies now using them. And their ending book of business for these solutions exceeded $1 billion, marking a growth of over 40% year over year.
Those are some impressive numbers. It's clear that Adobe is a major player in the customer experience management space, and they're only getting stronger. I mean, think about it. Businesses are realizing that creating personalized, engaging experiences for their customers is no longer a nice to have. It's a necessity. And Adobe is perfectly positioned to capitalize on this trend.
Absolutely. And they're not just resting on their laurels, they're using AI to push the boundaries of what's possible in customer experience management. With tools like the Adobe Experience Platform AI Assistant and Adobe Experience Manager generate variations.
So it's not just about collecting data about your customers. It's about using that data intelligently to create tailored experiences that make people feel understood and valued.
Right, it's about moving beyond generic marketing blasts and creating personalized journeys that resonate with individual customers. And of course, GenStudio is playing a key role here as well, transforming the content's supply chain for enterprises by integrating various Adobe applications across Creative Cloud and Experience Cloud.
That's a key point, right? It's not just about creating great content. It's about being able to activate that content effectively across different channels and personalize it for different audiences. And GenStudio, with its AI-powered capabilities, is making that process smoother and more efficient than ever before.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about GenStudio for performance marketing, which is seeing strong customer demand. This offering is addressing a real pain point for businesses: the need to produce high-quality content for marketing campaigns at a rapid pace. By integrating creative tools, workflow automation, and performance analytics, Adobe is enabling businesses to operate at a whole new level.
It's like giving marketing teams a turbo boost. And it's not just about technology. Adobe's also been strategic in building partnerships that expand their reach and enhance their offerings.
Yes, their collaboration with Amazon making Adobe Experience Platform available on Amazon Web Services is a great example. It's all about meeting businesses where they are, whether that's in the cloud or on specific advertising platforms.
And it's not just about partnerships. They're getting recognition from industry analysts, too, consistently scoring high marks in reports like the Gartner Magic Quadrant for Digital Commerce and the Forrester Wave for cross-channel marketing hubs. It's clear that Adobe is seen as a leader in the customer experience management space.
Right, and they're backing up that leadership with real results. Adobe closed out Q4 with their largest bookings quarter ever for digital experience, securing major wins with global companies like Air Canada, Allianz, American Express, Bank of America, BMW, and many more. It's a clear sign that businesses are embracing Adobe's vision for customer experience management.
Okay, so we've seen how Adobe's digital experience business is thriving. But what about their plans for growth in FY 2025?
Well, they've outlined some key tactics for continuing their upward trajectory. First up, they're optimizing their go-to-market field organization to leverage the breadth of their solutions.
So instead of just selling individual products, they're creating specialized teams to sell integrated solutions that span both digital media and digital experience, all under the GenStudio umbrella. It's about showing businesses the power of the entire Adobe ecosystem, not just pieces of it.
Exactly. And they're anticipating an acceleration of their pipeline throughout the year, driven by enabling their global field organization in Q1. They're clearly confident in their ability to drive continued growth in this space.
It's ambitious, but given their track record and the strength of their offerings, it seems like a very achievable goal. Now let's shift gears and talk about Adobe's overall financial performance, because they delivered some seriously impressive numbers in FY 2024.
They achieved record revenue, earnings per share, and operating cash flow, all while making substantial investments in their AI-powered future. It's a testament to their ability to balance growth with innovation.
Okay, let's break down some of those key metrics. Their digital media net new ARR reached $2 billion, which, as we discussed earlier, is a huge vote of confidence in their creative and document offerings. And their digital experience business closed out the year with their largest ever bookings quarter, signaling strong and growing demand for their customer experience management solutions.
Right, and for FY 2025, Adobe has set some ambitious financial targets, aiming for total revenue between $23.3 and $23.55 billion.
Wow, that's continued strong growth. What are their projections for the individual segments?
They're projecting digital media revenue to be between $17.25 billion and $17.4 billion, with an anticipated 11% year-over-year growth in their ending ARR book of business.
Okay, so continued momentum in digital media. And what about digital experience?
On the digital experience side, they're targeting revenue between $5.8 billion and $5.9 billion, with subscription revenue expected to be between $5.375 billion and $5.425 billion.
These projections reflect their confidence in the continued growth of the customer experience management market and their ability to secure a substantial piece of that pie. It's interesting that they're shifting their guidance methodology to focus on ending ARR book of business growth.
Yes, they see it as a better indicator of their long-term health and trajectory, because it focuses on the recurring revenue they're generating through their subscription model, rather than just one-time sales.
That makes sense. It aligns with their focus on building lasting relationships with customers and providing ongoing value. And to support these growth targets, Adobe is projecting GAAP earnings per share between $15.80 and $16.10 and non-GAAP earnings per share between $20.20 and $20.50. Those are ambitious goals, but their strong financial performance in FY 2024 suggests they're well-positioned to achieve them.
They're also projecting a non-GAAP operating margin of approximately 46% and a non-GAAP tax rate of approximately 18.5%. These figures demonstrate their commitment to maintaining financial discipline while pursuing their ambitious growth plans.
So they're aiming for sustainable growth, not just growth at any cost. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, from Adobe's AI innovations to their financial performance and their plans for the future. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive into Adobe, I want to circle back to their digital media business and highlight some of the specific achievements and strategies that are driving their success in this space.
Sounds good. Where would you like to start?
Well, I'm particularly interested in their document cloud performance. They achieved some impressive results in Q4, didn't they?
Absolutely. Their document cloud revenue in Q4 had $843 million, a robust 17% growth compared to the same period last year. And what's even more remarkable is that their document cloud net new ARR reached a record $173 million, pushing their total ARR beyond the $3 billion mark and achieving a growth rate of 23%.
Those are some fantastic numbers. And they speak to the enduring relevance of PDF as the global standard for digital documents. It seems like Adobe is really capitalizing on that strength by continuously innovating with Acrobat, especially with their AI-powered features.
You're absolutely right. Features like AI Assistant are proving to be game changers, empowering users to do so much more with their documents and do it faster and more efficiently. It's not just about reading and editing PDFs anymore. It's about extracting valuable insights, streamlining workflows, and even generating images right within the document.
And it seems like this focus on AI-powered features is driving both adoption and monetization. They're providing real value to users, making their lives easier. And in turn, those users are more willing to pay for the premium features that Adobe offers.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
Exactly. And their strategic focus on making their document tools accessible across various platforms is also paying off. They're seeing strong growth not just on desktop, but also through Reader and Acrobat on web and mobile, as well as integrations with popular browsers and productivity tools. This multi-platform approach allows them to reach a much wider audience, from individual users to large enterprises.
Okay, so Document Cloud is clearly a success story for Adobe. But what about their Creative Cloud offerings? How are they performing in the face of increasing competition and evolving user expectations?
Well, despite the emergence of various free and low-cost alternatives, Adobe is still the dominant player in the professional creative software market. Their Creative Cloud revenue in Q4 reached a healthy $3.3 billion, representing an 11% year-over-year growth. They also added a significant $405 million in net new Creative Cloud ARR, showing that demand for their core creative tools is still strong.
So even with all the new kids on the block, Adobe is holding its own. What do you think is driving this continued success?
Well, several factors are at play here. First, they have a very strong brand reputation and a loyal customer base built over decades. Their products are known for their quality, reliability, and depth of features, and many creative professionals simply trust Adobe.
Right. It's hard to shake that kind of legacy and trust, but it's not just about resting on past achievements, is it? Adobe seems to be actively innovating to keep pace with the evolving needs of creative professionals.
Absolutely. Their commitment to integrating AI-powered features, particularly the Firefly family of models, is a prime example of that. These AI tools are giving creative professionals cutting-edge capabilities that enhance their workflows, streamline their processes, and ultimately enable them to produce even more impressive work.
So it's not about AI replacing human creativity, it's about AI augmenting and empowering human creativity.
Precisely. And their strategic focus on offering both bundled solutions like the Creative Cloud All Apps subscription, as well as individual Creative Cloud single apps, allows them to cater to a wide range of users with different needs and budgets. They're seeing strong performance with their single apps, particularly Acrobat Pro Lightroom and Photoshop, which indicates that they're effectively addressing the needs of those who prefer a more tailored approach.
And they're not just focused on their existing markets. They're making a concerted effort to expand into new territories, especially emerging markets where they're seeing strong momentum with new subscriptions. Their efforts to localize their offerings and build partnerships in those regions are clearly paying off.
It's a smart strategy for long-term growth. By tapping into new markets and expanding their global reach, Adobe is ensuring that they remain relevant and competitive for years to come.
So it seems like Adobe is firing on all cylinders in their digital media business. But what are the key growth drivers and strategic initiatives that are shaping their future in this space?
Well, one of their top priorities is expanding their reach to new audiences. They're recognizing that the next generation of creators might not necessarily start their creative journey with traditional desktop software, and they're adapting their offerings accordingly.
So it's about meeting creators where they are, whether that's on mobile devices on the web or through more accessible and affordable freemium offerings.
Exactly. They're seeing great success with Adobe Express, which attracts both businesses and students with its user-friendly interface and powerful creative capabilities. It's a brilliant way to offer a more approachable entry point into the Adobe ecosystem, potentially converting those users to paid subscribers of their more advanced tools in the future.
It's like building a pipeline of future creative professionals who are already familiar and comfortable with Adobe tools.
That's a great way to put it. And while they're expanding their reach to new audiences, they're not neglecting their core creative business. They're continuing to invest heavily in their flagship applications, pushing the boundaries with AI innovations, and ensuring that those innovations are available across web and mobile platforms as well.
So it's a two-pronged approach. Widen the funnel with accessible offerings and deepen engagement with increasingly powerful tools for professional creatives.
Exactly. And to further cater to those professional creatives who demand the most advanced AI capabilities, Adobe is planning to introduce a higher-priced Firefly offering.
That's right. That new tier will likely include their highly anticipated video models, providing a comprehensive AI solution for high-end content creation. It'll be interesting to see how they position and price this new offering to appeal to both new users and existing customers who are looking for those cutting-edge AI tools.
Definitely. It will be a delicate balance. And another key focus for Adobe is the integration between Firefly services and GenStudio. Recognizing the growing need for enterprise-grade solutions for scaled content production. This integration combines the power of AI-powered content generation with robust workflow management and activation capabilities, streamlining the entire content creation process for businesses.
It's about creating a seamless experience, from ideation to creation to activation.
Absolutely. And this focus on enterprise-grade solutions makes perfect sense as the demand for AI-powered tools among businesses of all sizes continues to grow. Adobe is positioning itself as the go-to provider for businesses looking to leverage AI for content creation, workflow automation, and personalized customer experiences.
Okay, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll dive into Adobe's digital experience business and their impressive performance in this rapidly growing market.
All right, picking up where we left off, Adobe's digital experience business had a stellar year, achieving record revenue of $5.37 billion. This highlights just how important managing the customer experience has become for businesses trying to thrive in the digital world.
It's like the whole playing field has shifted, right?
Yeah.
It's not enough to just have a great product or service anymore. You need to create those memorable, personalized experiences that keep customers coming back for more.
Exactly. And that's where Adobe shines. They have this comprehensive suite of solutions that cover everything from content management and data analytics to personalization and campaign orchestration. It's all about helping businesses create seamless and engaging experiences across every single touch point.
So it's like they're providing the toolkit for businesses to build those deeper, more meaningful relationships with their customers. And it's clearly resonating, especially with larger companies.
Absolutely. In fact, they closed out Q4 with their biggest bookings quarter ever for digital experience, securing major deals with companies like Air Canada Alliance, American Express, Bank of America, and BMW. It's a real testament to the trust they've built in the enterprise market.
That's a pretty impressive client list. It seems like they're attracting both big names and a wide range of industries.
They are. And their success is driven by several factors. First, their Adobe Experience platform and native apps are seeing strong adoption, particularly among Fortune 100 companies. These tools give businesses the data insights and automation capabilities they need to create personalized experiences on a massive scale. It's not just about sending out generic email blasts anymore. It's about tailoring messages and offers to individual preferences and behaviors.
It sounds like they're taking personalization to a whole new level. But with all the talk about data privacy these days, how are they ensuring that they're using customer data responsibly and ethically?
That's a great question and a critical consideration for any company working with customer data. Adobe is very aware of those concerns and has implemented robust measures to protect user privacy and ensure compliance with the data protection regulations. They're committed to transparency, giving users control over their data, and using data ethically and responsibly.
That's good to hear. It's reassuring to know that they're taking those concerns seriously.
Absolutely. And it's not just about staying ahead of the regulations, it's about building trust with customers. People are more likely to share their information with companies they believe are handling it responsibly.
So it's a smart business move as well as an ethical imperative.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about growth. What are some of the specific initiatives that Adobe is undertaking to continue their upward trajectory in the digital experience space?
Well, one key area of focus is, of course, artificial intelligence. They're using AI to push the boundaries of personalized experiences. Tools like the Adobe Experience Platform AI Assistant and Adobe Experience Manager Generate Variations are giving marketers incredible power to automate tasks, generate tailored content, and optimize campaigns based on real-time data.
It's like having an AI-powered marketing assistant by your side, guiding you toward the most effective strategies.
Exactly. And they're also focusing on transforming the content supply chain, streamlining the entire process of creating, managing, and activating content across all channels. Their GenStudio platform is central to this effort, bringing together creative tools, workflow automation, and data analytics to create a seamless ecosystem for content creation.
So it's not just about creating great content in isolation. It's about making sure the content can be easily adapted, personalized, and delivered to the right audience at the right time.
That's the goal. And their focus on integrated solutions is another key part of their strategy. They're recognizing that businesses need tools that work together seamlessly, not in silos. Their go-to-market approach is all about selling integrated solutions that span both digital media and digital experience, showing businesses how the entire Adobe ecosystem can help them solve their most complex challenges.
It's like a one-stop shop for all your creative and marketing needs,
Yeah.
all powered by the magic of Adobe.
That's a great way to put it. And they're backing up this integrated approach with strategic partnerships. Their collaboration with Amazon making Adobe Experience Platform available on Amazon Web Services is a prime example. It's about meeting businesses where they are and ensuring that their solutions work seamlessly within the existing technology landscape.
Right. It's not about forcing businesses to adapt to Adobe. It's about Adobe adapting to the needs of businesses. And speaking of adapting, they're also integrating with major advertising platforms like Google, Meta, Microsoft Snap, and TikTok, giving marketers a unified view of campaign performance across different channels.
It's all about empowering businesses with the data and insights they need to make informed decisions and optimize their marketing efforts. And it's clearly working. They're being recognized by industry analysts as a leader in the customer experience management space, consistently scoring high in reports from Gartner and Forrester. They're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk.
And those accolades are translating into real results. As we mentioned earlier, Adobe closed out Q4 with their largest ever bookings quarter for digital experience. securing major wins with global companies across various industries. They're clearly on a roll.
They are. And their growth strategy for FY 2025 is focused on continuing this momentum. They're optimizing their go-to-market field organization, creating specialized enterprise teams to sell those integrated solutions we talked about, all under the GenStudio umbrella.
So they're putting their best foot forward, making sure they have the right people in place to tell that compelling story about the power of the Adobe ecosystem.
Exactly. And they're expecting this approach to lead to an acceleration of their pipeline throughout the year. Starting with a strong Q1, they're clearly confident in their ability to drive continued growth in this space.
It's exciting to see how they're leveraging both technology and strategy to achieve their ambitious goals.
It really is. And their financial performance reflects this successful execution. They achieved record revenue earnings per share and operating cash flow in FY 2024, all while making significant investments in their future, particularly in AI.
Okay, let's take a closer look at those impressive numbers. Their digital media net new ARR hit $2 billion, highlighting the strength of their creative and document offerings. And on the digital experience side, they closed out the year with their largest ever bookings quarter, showing that demand for their customer experience management solutions is only getting stronger.
Right, and those are just a few highlights. Their overall financial performance in FY 2024 is a testament to their ability to balance growth with innovation. They're investing wisely, managing their expenses effectively, and generating strong returns for their shareholders. It's a winning combination, and it sets them up well for continued success in FY 2025. Their financial targets are ambitious but achievable given their strong market position, their innovative product portfolio, and their track record of successful execution.
I completely agree. They're targeting total revenue between $23.3 billion and $23.55 billion, which represents a healthy year-over-year growth rate.
And within that overall target, they're projecting their digital media revenue to fall between $17.25 billion and $17.4 billion, with an anticipated 11% growth in their ending ARR book of business. This suggests continued strong performance from their creative and document offerings, driven by their ongoing innovation in AI and their efforts to attract a broader range of users through strategies like freemium offerings and enhanced mobile accessibility.
Yes, and on the digital experience side, their revenue target is between $5.8 billion and $5.9 billion, with subscription revenue projected to be between $5.375 billion and $5.425 billion. These numbers show their confidence in the continued growth of the customer experience management market and their ability to maintain their leadership position. It's a bold vision, but they seem to have all the pieces in place to make it a reality. They've got the technology, the talent, the strategic partnerships, and perhaps most importantly, the vision to lead in these rapidly evolving markets. But it's worth noting that they're changing how they're guiding investors, moving away from traditional metrics like quarterly revenue projections to a focus on ending ARR book of business growth.
You're absolutely right. That's an interesting shift. They believe it's a more accurate indicator of their long-term health and trajectory because it focuses on the recurring revenue they're generating through their subscription model rather than just one-time sales.
That makes a lot of sense. It aligns with their focus on building lasting relationships with customers and providing ongoing value. It's not just about making a quick sale. It's about building a loyal customer base that sticks around for the long haul.
Exactly. And it reflects the realities of the software industry today. Subscription models are becoming the norm, and businesses are looking for partners who can provide them with ongoing support and innovation, not just a one-time product purchase.
So it's a smart move on Adobe's part to align their guidance with this shift in the market. It shows that they're thinking long-term and focusing on building a sustainable business that can continue to thrive in the years to come.
Absolutely. And their strong financial performance in FY 2024 gives investors confidence that they're on the right track. They achieved record revenue earnings per share and operating cash flow, demonstrating their ability to balance growth with profitability.
And they're projecting similar success in FY 2025, with targets for GAAP earnings per share between $15.80 and $16.10, and non-GAAP earnings per share between $20.20 and $20.50.
Those are ambitious goals, but their track record suggests they're achievable. They've got a proven business model, a strong leadership team, and a commitment to innovation that sets them apart from many of their competitors.
And they're not just focused on financial performance. They're also committed to operating their business in a responsible and sustainable manner. They're taking steps to reduce their environmental impact, promote diversity and inclusion within their workforce, and support their local communities.
It's refreshing to see a company that's not just focused on profits, but also on making a positive impact on the world. It's a sign of a company that's thinking long-term and building a sustainable business for the future.
Okay, let's take a step back and consider what we've learned about Adobe and their strategic direction. They're a company that's embracing change, investing heavily in innovation, and focusing on delivering exceptional customer experiences. Their commitment to AI is transforming their business, and their leadership in the creative software marketing technology and customer experience management markets is undeniable.
They're facing challenges, as does any company operating in a rapidly evolving industry. But their strong foundation, their talented team, their customer-centric approach, and their solid financial performance suggest they're well equipped to navigate those challenges and continue their impressive growth trajectory.
Adobe is a company worth watching not just for their financial performance, but for their impact on the broader technology landscape. Their innovations are shaping the future of creativity marketing and customer experiences, and they're raising the bar for the entire industry.
Now let's switch gears and delve into Adobe's Q4 and full-year financial results, which provides a detailed look at the recent momentum and the factors driving their growth. In Q4, they achieved impressive revenue of $5.61 billion, representing an 11% year-over-year growth, both as reported and in constant currency. That's a fantastic result. It underscores the broad appeal of their offerings and their ability to execute effectively across both their digital media and digital experience segments. Their GAAP-diluted earnings per share in Q4 also hit a strong $3.79, while their non-GAAP-diluted earnings per share reached a record $4.81, growing 17% and 13% year-over-year respectively.
Those are some solid numbers, showing strong profitability and their ability to deliver value to shareholders. And they didn't just focus on short-term profits. They also added a substantial $1.82 billion to their remaining performance obligations, RPO, in the quarter, signaling strong future revenue growth and the enduring appeal of their subscription-based business model.
Exactly. That RPO figure gives us a glimpse into the future, showing us the revenue that's already locked in from existing contracts. It's a strong indicator of their long-term stability and growth potential.
And speaking of financial strength, their cash flow from operations in Q4 was a record $2.92 billion, highlighting their ability to generate cash consistently. Now let's zoom out and look at their full-year financial results for FY 2024. They achieved a truly remarkable record revenue of $21.51 billion, representing an impressive 11% year-over-year growth, both as reported and in constant currency.
That's a major milestone. Hitting over $21 billion in revenue in a year is a testament to their strong market position, their successful execution of their growth strategy, and the continued demand for their products and solutions.
Absolutely. And their earnings per share for the year were also strong. Their GAAP earnings per share reached $12.36, while their non-GAAP earnings per share hit $18.42, showing healthy growth compared to the previous year.
Their financial performance for the full year is very impressive. They're clearly firing on all cylinders and delivering value for both their customers and their shareholders.
All right, let's break down their FY 2024 performance by segment, starting with digital media. They achieved $15.86 billion in revenue and a net new digital media ARR of $2 billion, demonstrating the continued strength and profitability of their creative and document offerings.
Those are some fantastic numbers. It's clear that their investments in innovation, particularly in AI, and their efforts to expand their user base are paying off.
Within digital media, both Document Cloud and Creative Cloud performed very well. In Document Cloud, they reached $3.03 billion in revenue and achieved a net new Document Cloud ARR of $736 million for the full year.
That's a testament to the enduring relevance of PDF and Adobe's ability to continuously innovate with Acrobat. Features like AI Assistant are making Acrobat an even more indispensable tool for individuals and businesses worldwide.
And in Creative Cloud, they achieved revenue of $12.83 billion and added $1.26 billion in net new Creative Cloud ARR for FY 2024. These numbers demonstrate the ongoing demand for their core creative tools and their successful integration of AI-powered features into their flagship applications.
They're doing a great job of attracting new users with more accessible offerings like Adobe Express, while also keeping their existing customers engaged with powerful new features and AI capabilities.
Now let's turn our attention to their digital experience segment, which had a phenomenal year. They achieved a record $5.37 billion in revenue, reflecting the growing importance of customer experience management in today's digital world.
That's right, and they're clearly capturing a significant share of this growing market, driven by the strength of their Adobe Experience platform, their native apps, and their focus on delivering personalized, data-driven experiences.
Adobe highlighted several key drivers of their digital experience growth, including their largest ever bookings quarter, fueled by strong performance across diverse geographies and industries. This signals their ability to attract large enterprise customers and win those transformative deals.
They also emphasized the strong growth in subscription revenue led by their flagship products like Adobe Experience Manager, Adobe Journey Optimizer, real-time customer data platform, customer journey analytics, and Workfront. This diversified growth across multiple product lines demonstrates the breadth and depth of their offerings.
And they also pointed to the continued strength in retention and expansion among their enterprise customers, with digital experience solutions being leveraged by 85 of the Fortune 100 companies. This underscores their ability to build lasting relationships with major enterprises and become a trusted partner in their digital transformation journey.
They're not just selling software, they're building long-term partnerships and helping businesses navigate the complexities of the digital landscape. And the momentum with Adobe Experience Platform and their native apps is particularly impressive. They surpassed $1 billion in ending book of business for FY 2024, showcasing a remarkable growth rate of over 40% year over year. This clearly demonstrates the strong adoption of their data-driven marketing solutions and their ability to meet the demands of businesses seeking to deliver personalized experiences at scale.
Okay, so we've looked back at their impressive performance in FY 2024. But what about the year ahead? What are their financial targets and strategic priorities for FY 2025?
They've set their sights high. They're targeting total Adobe revenue between $23.3 billion and $23.55 billion, representing a healthy year-over-year growth rate. This reflects their confidence in their ability to continue their momentum and capitalize on emerging market opportunities.
That's continued strong growth. What are their projections for the individual segments?
Within that overall target, they're projecting digital media revenue to fall between $17.25 and $17.4 billion, with an anticipated 11% growth in their ending ARR book of business. This suggests they expect continued strong performance from their creative and document offerings driven by their ongoing innovation in AI and their expansion to new audiences.
And what about their projections for the digital experience segment?
On the digital experience side, they're aiming for revenue between $5.8 and $5.9 billion, with subscription revenue projected to be between $5.375 and $5.425 billion. These projections reflect their confidence in the continued growth of the customer experience management market and their ability to maintain their leadership position.
It's an ambitious vision, but they seem to have all the pieces in place to make it a reality.
Yeah.
They've got the technology, the talent, the strategic partnerships, and perhaps most importantly, the vision to lead in these rapidly evolving markets. But it's worth noting that they're changing how they're guiding investors, moving away from traditional metrics like quarterly revenue projections to a focus on ending ARR book of business growth.
You're absolutely right. That's an interesting shift. They believe it's a more accurate indicator of their long-term health and trajectory because it focuses on the recurring revenue they're generating through their subscription model rather than just one-time sales.
That makes a lot of sense. It aligns with their focus on building lasting relationships with customers and providing ongoing value. It's not just about making a quick sale. It's about building a loyal customer base that sticks around for the long haul.
Exactly. And it reflects the realities of the software industry today. Subscription models are becoming the norm, and businesses are looking for partners who can provide them with ongoing support and innovation, not just a one-time product purchase.
So it's a smart move on Adobe's part to align their guidance with this shift in the market. It shows that they're thinking long-term and focusing on building a sustainable business that can continue to thrive in the years to come.
Absolutely. And their strong financial performance in FY 2024 gives investors confidence that they're on the right track. They achieved record revenue earnings per share and operating cash flow, demonstrating their ability to balance growth with profitability.
And they're projecting similar success in FY 2025 with targets for GAAP earnings per share between $15.80 and $16.10 and non-GAAP earnings per share between $20.20 and $20.50.
Those are ambitious goals, but their track record suggests they're achievable. They've got a proven business model, a strong leadership team, and a commitment to innovation that sets them apart from many of their competitors.
And they're not just focused on financial performance, they're also committed to operating their business in a responsible and sustainable manner. They're taking steps to reduce their environmental impact, promote diversity and inclusion within their workforce, and support their local communities.
It's refreshing to see a company that's not just focused on profits, but also on making a positive impact on the world. It's a sign of a company that's thinking long-term and building a sustainable business for the future.
Okay, let's take a step back and consider what we've learned about Adobe and their strategic direction. They're a company that's embracing change, investing heavily in innovation, and focusing on delivering exceptional customer experiences. Their commitment to AI is transforming their business, and their leadership in the creative software marketing technology and customer experience management markets is undeniable.
They're facing challenges, as does any company operating in a rapidly evolving industry. But their strong foundation, their talented team, their customer-centric approach, and their solid financial performance suggest they're well-equipped to navigate those challenges and continue their impressive growth trajectory.
Adobe is a company worth watching, not just for their financial performance, but for their impact on the broader technology landscape. Their innovations are shaping the future of creativity, marketing, and customer experiences, and they're raising the bar for the entire industry.
Now, let's switch gears and delve into Adobe's Q4 and full-year financial results, which provides a detailed look at their recent momentum and the factors driving their growth. In Q4, they achieved impressive revenue of $5.61 billion, representing an 11% year-over-year growth, both as reported and in constant currency. That's a fantastic result. It underscores the broad appeal of their offerings and their ability to execute effectively across both their digital media and digital experience segments.
Their GAAP diluted earnings per share in Q4 also hit a strong $3.79, while their non-GAAP diluted earnings per share reached a record $4.81, growing 17% and 13% year-over-year respectively. These figures demonstrate their strong profitability and their ability to deliver value to shareholders while investing heavily in innovation and growth initiatives.
And they added a substantial $1.82 billion to their RPO in the quarter, signaling strong future revenue growth and the stickiness of their subscription-based business model. They also generated a record $2.92 billion in cash flow from operations in Q4, further highlighting their financial strength and their ability to generate cash consistently. Now, let's shift our focus to their guidance for FY 2025, which provides insights into their expectations for the coming year and their strategic priorities. They're targeting total Adobe revenue between $23.3 and $23.55 billion, reflecting their confidence in their ability to sustain their growth trajectory and capture emerging market opportunities.
Specifically, they're projecting digital media revenue to fall between $17.25 and $17.4 billion, with anticipated ending ARR book of business growth of 11%. This suggests they expect continued strong performance from their creative and document offerings, fueled by their ongoing innovation in AI and their expansion to new audiences. On the digital experience side, they're targeting revenue between $5.8 and $5.9 billion, with subscription revenue projected to be between $5.375 and $5.425 billion. These projections reflect their confidence in the continued growth of the customer experience management market and their ability to attract and retain large enterprise customers. To achieve these targets, Adobe plans to leverage the breadth of their solutions and optimize their go-to-market field organization. They're focusing on selling integrated solutions that span both digital media and digital experience, highlighting the value of their entire ecosystem to address complex business challenges.
They also anticipate an acceleration of their pipeline throughout the year, fueled by enabling their global field organization in Q1. This suggests they're confident in their sales and marketing execution and their ability to drive continued growth in both their digital media and digital experience businesses.
Now let's take a closer look at their guidance for Q1 FY 2025, which provides more near-term insights into their performance expectations. They're targeting total revenue between $5.63 and $5.68 billion, suggesting a solid start to the fiscal year.
They're projecting digital media revenue to fall between $4.17 and $4.2 billion, while their digital experience revenue is expected to be between $1.38 and $1.4 billion. These projections reflect their expectation of continued momentum in both segments, fueled by their ongoing innovation and their ability to attract and retain customers.
They're also projecting digital experience subscription revenue to be between $1.27 and $1.29 billion, indicating continued growth in their recurring revenue streams. These figures suggest a healthy start to the year and their ability to maintain their growth trajectory in both their core businesses.
To support these targets, they're projecting GAAP earnings per share between $3.85 and $3.90 and non-GAAP earnings per share between $4.95 and $5 for Q1 FY 2025. These projections reflect their commitment to profitability and their ability to generate value for shareholders while investing strategically in growth initiatives.
They're also projecting a non-GAAP operating margin of approximately 47%. And a non-GAAP tax rate of approximately 18.5% for Q1. These figures suggest their disciplined approach to managing expenses and their ability to maintain healthy profitability margins while pursuing their growth ambitions.
Overall, Adobe's Q1 guidance reflects their confidence in their ability to execute effectively and deliver strong financial results. They're entering the new fiscal year with momentum across both their digital media and digital experience businesses, and their investments in AI are positioning them for continued success in the years to come.
Well, it's clear that Adobe is firing on all cylinders. They're innovating aggressively and strategically expanding their reach. They're not just a creative software company anymore. They're a powerhouse in the world of digital experiences, AI in the cloud. Their financial performance is stellar, and their outlook is bright. So if you're looking for a company that's riding the wave of digital transformation, Adobe is definitely one to keep a close eye on.
Couldn't agree more. They're a company that's shaping the future, and their story is far from over. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Adobe.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Quarterly Call. For more episodes, please remember to rate and follow our show. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.